The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 23. How were your tests? Cyrilda asked as the 4 members of Team 1 sat down. She sipped tea and snapped her fingers while speaking. The teapot at the center of the room floated up along with 4 additional cups. It poured tea into each cup, which then floated in front of each of them. Stressful, but we'll see our results soon, Sarah answered before taking a sip. Headmaster Arlen gave me a special task on our way out, Lorik added. What's the task about? Cyrilda inquired. He wants to research my law. So I just need to set a time for him to do so, Lorik replied. What is that old fox up to now? Cyrilda said with a grin. Anyway, with your tests done, I've decided on your next task. You all need to become 6th-tier lesser mages next. With the founding festival next week, you'll have 2 weeks off from classes. Cyrilda continued, but Vera cut in. What's the founding festival? It's a festival held to celebrate the founding of the kingdom. It only happens once every 10 years. The academy and several businesses shut down during it. You'll still be able to take tasks, but no new ones will be posted. I want you to spend this time leveling up. Unfortunately, I'll be busy with the festival, so I won't be able to help this time. Just be sure to return within 3 weeks. The academy is hosting its first tournament, and you're all in it. What kind of tournament? Lorik asked. It'll be a singles tournament. You'll all fight solo. Since the new students are still getting used to their laws, team and duo tournaments will happen later in the year, along with another solo tournament to track your progress, and to give the other students more of a chance. This first one is to showcase those who've already comprehended laws, Cyrilda explained. There was a knock on the door. Cyrilda sighed and stood. That's my cue. Remember to train hard. Oh, and Lorik, be sure to take advantage of that fox's task. With another snap of her fingers, the 4 of them were teleported out of the castle and back to the academy, landing with a thud in their living room. So, what's the plan? Rowan groaned. Let's check out the task center. If there aren't any team tasks we like, we can split up and take other ones, Sarah said, heading out. The group made the short walk to the task center. It was busy, but there were still task tables available. After sitting down, they activated their table and looked through the team tasks. This time, there were 4. 2 gathering, 1 elimination, and 1 competition. The elimination one sounds good, Lorik said, and Vera nodded in agreement. Is it just slaying a certain monster or something? Rowan asked. Probably. So should we do it? Sarah said, and the others nodded. She tapped the elimination task and accepted it. The screen changed to show a task description. Slay a flame wolf variant that had appeared in the Evergreen Woods. It had shown up in the region where goblins and wolves clashed for territory. If left unchecked, it could decimate the goblin population in that part of the forest. A flame wolf. This could be tough, Lorik said, exhaling. Are flame wolves dangerous? Vera asked. Yes, but more so because it's a wolf. Wolves are pack hunters. To kill the flame wolf, we'll have to take on the pack. With its law, it's likely the alpha. And since wolves in that region rarely use laws, it'll probably be much smarter, Lorik explained. He activated his communications bracelet and pulled up the detailed map he got from the Beastman task. Locating the flame wolf's territory, he examined it. What's that? Vera asked, noticing the map filled with small circles, each containing monster or plant icons. These indicated local flora and fauna. Dungeons, if any, would be marked differently. It's the detailed map I earned from the Beastman task. It updates bi-weekly. I hoped it might show the flame wolf, but it only lists normal wolves and goblins, Lorik said, lowering his wrist. Should we head out now? We won't make it by night if we leave tomorrow, Rowan pointed out. Yeah, let's grab a tent and supplies, Sarah said, standing. They left the task center, and Lorik split off to visit the trading hall alone. He bought a tent for 500 points and returned to the dorms, where the others had already gathered food and blankets. Once reunited, they departed the academy. As they entered the forest, Lorik led the way. How often do you come here to know where to go like that? Vera asked after he turned without looking at a sign. A lot. I've come to love it out here. Probably spent more nights here than back home, Lorik replied. Where should we camp tonight? Rowan asked, pulling up his own, less detailed map, which only showed terrain. I know a place. We'll reach it before sundown, Lorik said before stopping suddenly. His eyes lit with a magic circle as he examined the residual aura on the ground. "What is it?" Sarah asked, drawing her daggers. "A spiderling passed through here, but this isn't their territory," Lorik replied, looking around. "Maybe it was Cha." Vera started before Lorik's eyes widened. "Run!" he shouted, sprinting toward a large tree and climbing it quickly. "Get up here! Fast!" The others followed, slower than him, but eventually made it up to a wide branch 20 feet high. They joined Lorik, sitting together. "Why'd we run?" Sarah whispered. "Don't draw weapons. Stay quiet," Lorik answered, staring at the ground behind them. Moments later, heavy footsteps approached. A spiderling skittered out from the bushes, glaring at them. Then, a giant spider crashed through a tree, breaking it without slowing down. Its body was covered in jagged dark red carapace with green webbing patterns. 7 feet tall, it carried a red egg in its mouth. 2 more spiderlings, black and heavily armored, followed. One dragged a human corpse. The first spiderling stared a moment longer before following the others. Once they were gone, Lorik sighed. "What was that?" Sarah asked as Lorik began climbing down. "One of the spiderling queen's knights," he said once they were back on the ground. "That wasn't the queen?" Rowan asked, stunned. "No. The queen wouldn't leave the nest. I think it sent the knight because someone stole an egg," Lorik explained and kept walking. "Does this happen a lot?" "You seem really calm," Vera noted. "I've seen the knight before. Usually when people steal eggs, they're prepared to fight. The eggs are valuable, and guilds often send teams to get them. This time, I think someone got greedy and tried it solo," Lorik said. "Why didn't they attack us?" Rowan asked. "Because they were focused on the egg he got. As long as we didn't threaten it, they had no reason to attack. That's why the first one just stared," Lorik explained. Sarah shivered. "To think we slept so close to them?" she muttered, making Lorik chuckle. They continued to their campsite, only stopping again for lunch and to fight goblins. Their campsite turned out to be a cave with a small cavern, more like a large hole in a hill. The entrance tunnel was 8 feet long, and the cavern roughly the size of 3 dorm rooms. "What was the point of buying a tent if we're sleeping in a cave?" Vera asked. "Future use?" Lorik shrugged. He and Rowan left to gather firewood, while Vera and Sarah set up the sleeping bags and a small fire, which they started near the entrance so smoke could escape. Rowan almost stepped into it while carrying firewood over his head, but Sarah yelled for him to stop just in time. After adding wood to the fire, they began making dinner, stew from their packed supplies. "Why didn't we think of stew last time with Cerilda?" Rowan asked. "Because we had fish and boar," Lorik replied. "Speaking of, where did you learn to spearfish?" Sarah asked. "I taught myself. My law of the hunt helps. It lets me sense where fish are and where they're going. So after some time, it became easy," Lorik answered. "Did you teach yourself how to catch them with your mouth too?" Vera teased, making Lorik sigh as the others laughed.